Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at how to use concat in a report, Adobe Workfront, to bring in multiple fields into one column on that report. Okay, so let's dive in. So we're here in Workfront, we're on our home screen. So first off, we're going to go to build a new report. So reports page, new report, we're going to be creating a project report. So we're going to be kind of building off the last video, which was around custom forms. And we created a custom form, added it to a template. And so we're going to be now creating a report, pulling in that data that is being captured on that custom form. That way you can visually see it on the report across different projects. So if you need to see that video, if you have questions around custom forms, definitely go check it out. Okay, so first off, let's add the filtering. So we're going to bring in template ID, and we want projects that are from this template. And then also we're just going to bring in project status is equal to current or planning. That just helps make sure, we're not bringing in any dead projects. We're not bringing in any projects that are already completed that we don't want to report off of. Okay, and next we're going to build out our view. So we're going to get rid of some of these that we don't need. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay, and now I'm going to go in and add, bring those columns from that custom form like I mentioned. And so I'll do that real quick. Okay, so I brought in those fields. One thing that I should mention that it's really easy when we're on a project report and we're bringing in fields that are on the project. So the custom form is on the project. So these fields will come in right there on that left-hand side as you're seeing. There's no need to go in text mode and bring it in that way via something that's called a collection. In a later video, we'll talk about how to do that. We'll talk about how on a project report, you can bring in task information or program information, or on a program report, bring in project information, stuff like that. But again, that'll be on a separate video. But for now, we've got this built out. So let's just take a quick look, see how it does. So we'll just name this using concat. Say report. Okay. So here's our report. This is what it looks like. It's pulling in those projects and all that information from the custom form. Another thing I'll say that is nice, since this is a project report, and again, that custom form is on the project, all these fields are editable directly in the report. So that's super nice. Okay, well, it looks good. Now let's look at how to use that concat, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in these two columns into one, height and width. So let's go back and edit the report. And what I'm going to do to start, I'm just going to bring in height one more time. And I'm just going to pull this over here next to these two, so visually you'll be able to see it pretty easy. Okay, so I brought in height. We're going to go up to text mode. So go into text mode. And the reason I brought in height is because it's all set up for me. There's just really two things I need to change. The first is the display name. So I'm going to say H by W. This is what's going to show up on the top on the report. And then in order to do the concat, we're going to edit right here. Instead of value field equals height, we're going to say value expression, all one word, equals, again, no spaces, capital CONCAT, concat, parentheses, and this is where we start bringing in the information that we want to pull together. So we, in this case, we want to bring in height, then we're going to do like an X with a space, then another space, then width. So similar to the display name, we want the height, space X, width. But instead of H and W, we want to bring in the actual values. So what we'll do is, similar to what you'll see here, I can actually just copy this, and we need to put a squiggly, then we'll paste that, close it with a squiggly, so that's bringing in that field from the custom form, the height, comma, quotations, We're going to do space X space quotation. So that's going to be, what separates the height from the width. And then just repeat what we did. Squiggly, capital D, E, colon, width. Close out with a squiggly. And then close that whole thing with parentheses. Okay, so again, the value expression equals concat. The value we want to bring in, if it's from a field, we put it in those squigglies. If it's a text, we can put it in quotes, and then close it and close it, begin it with the parentheses. We'll save that, and there you go. Save and close. This is what it looks like. So we're in height by width all into one column. So yeah, looks a lot better, a lot cleaner. Like you can see, brings it all into that one column. So we'll just go up here and actually just get rid of height and width. And now that we have them all here, you can save that again. And there you go. Saves a bit of real estate, looks a bit cleaner. And so that's how you would use concat on your report to bring in multiple fields. And you can do this multiple ways. You can bring in more than just 2 fields at once. You can bring in multiple fields beyond that. You can add text, as you saw we did with the X. There's a lot of different ways you can do that, but it helps when you're building out your reports to keep things nice and organized, looking good, and potentially, when you have a report with lots of columns, it's a great way to save some space so you're not having to scroll as much. But yeah, so that's the video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, leave a comment. I'm happy to help.